So we're going to start lying down on your mat. He's coming into a restorative pose position, drawing the knees together and the feet wide. Start by taking a few deep breaths and centering yourself. Feeling your Ujjayi breath expand the lungs, creating the soft sigh on both the inhale and the exhale. Allowing the whole world to disappear and to just exist within your own body and your own breath. Thinking about what it is that you are in need of today. And as you inhale, draw that substance deep within your body. And as you exhale, feel it disperse around all of your cells. Perhaps you need harmony. Perhaps you need strength, calm. Maybe you need courage today. Whatever it is, just breathe deep within you. Feel it radiating all around yourself. On the inhale breath, coming into a full body stretch by reaching the arms overhead and the legs together and down the mat. Stretching from fingers to toes, feeling as though you're waking up after a long and restful sleep. Broadening through the front body, broadening through the back body. And then bringing your legs over to the right edge. The left foot crosses over the right, holding onto the left wrist, and reaching over to the right side into your banana asana. Keep the left shoulder melting towards the floor and stretch through that side body using your inhale. Returning to the center, releasing the legs, straightening the arms, and then over to the other side, left leg, right leg over, holding onto the right upper arm and gently pulling into the side body. Reach the fingers away from the toes, reach the toes away from the fingers. Releasing now to the center, taking a stretch in the neutral position. And then as you exhale, draw the knees into the chest. Inhale to lift the knees above the hips and draw the arms up to the sky, coming into an upside down tabletop. Flatten through the lower back, engaging into the belly and breathing here for a few moments. On the exhale, draw the knees back into the chest again, flattening through the lumbar. And then bringing the hands behind the head, knees into the tabletop again. Inhale to flatten your back, and as you exhale, lifting your head off the floor to gaze at the belly button. Taking this into a yogic bicycle, straightening one leg and then straightening the other. Make sure you can see your belly button at all times, activating into the abdominal muscles and protecting the spine by keeping the lower back flat to the mat. Find the breath and flow the movement to the breath. Coming back into tabletop, release your head, draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little gentle rock from side to side. Rocking now from head to tail, holding lightly behind the thighs and rounding into your back. The slow, smooth, controlled rock. Inhale down, exhale up, opening the chest. Inhale down, exhale up, open the chest at the top. One more time, inhale down, exhale up, opening the chest, and then releasing the legs into a seated pose. On the inhale breath, float the arms up to the sky. And then draw the elbows out into cactus. Draw the shoulder blades tightly towards the midline of the back, bringing the elbows slightly forward and the hands slightly back. Let's draw the hands behind you as you interlock the fingers, lifting open through the chest and sliding the shoulder blades together. Staying here with the arms, exhale, chin to chest. Soften the head as it melts forward, reaching the arms in the opposite direction. Inhale to center, exhale, rotate over your right shoulder. Inhale to center, exhale, rotate over your left shoulder. Coming back to center, inhale, open, and then exhale to forward fold. Connect deeply to your exhale breath as you melt towards the floor. Inhale, rolling yourself back up to center, and then coming over onto hands and knees. Keeping the fingers nice and wide, pinky fingers edging towards the side of the mat, middle fingers parallel, knees under the hips, and you can either point or tuck the feet, whatever feels more comfortable for you. Let's flow through cat-cow pose. Inhale to drop the belly, lifting the face and the hips, shoulders away from ears. And then as you exhale, rounding into the back, tucking the chin to the chest, opening through the shoulders. Inhale to drop the belly down, lifting through the heart center. And exhale to round into the back. Flow with your own pace. Adjust your stance should you need to at any point. And then inhale, coming into neutral spine. Let's take the right arm and left leg in an extension, and then floating the arm and the leg up. Point the toes at the floor, squaring the hips. Reach the hand forward, bringing the palm to face in. Reach from head to tailbone. And then bringing the hand behind you as you hold onto the leg and lift the foot up to the sky. Turn your gaze forward and float the leg a little bit higher, helping to open up the shoulder. On the inhale breath, extend the arm and the leg. exhale, just the hand to the mat and draw the knee out to the side in a tabletop. Let's work in a little circle forward and then a little circle back. A little circle forward and a little circle back. Inhale, extend the leg out to the side, floating the foot as high as you can, and then exhale to drop the foot down to the mat. You're going to lift up onto the knee, bringing the arms out either side of you. You can point or flex that long leg to the side or forward, whatever feels better for you. It's exhale coming over the straight leg. Make sure your neck is in a comfortable space and gently slide down a bit deeper. Inhale back up to the center, and then exhale, bringing the opposite hand down, reaching your left arm over the ear and turning the chest up to the sky. On your inhale, take the hand back up to the ceiling, spray the fingers, and then float your leg up as well. Lengthen the underside of the torso, maybe making the stance a bit wider. Kick the heel and the head away from one another. And then if you want to, you can come into a supported sugar cane, bending into the leg, holding the foot, and opening the chest up to the sky. Kick your heel away, become light into the supporting hand and knee. We come out the way we got in, inhale, reaching over, and lowering yourself back down into your tabletop. Check your alignment again. This time we're going to turn the fingers out towards the side, and then you can keep going if you've got the space, bringing the fingers to point back towards the knees. Flowing through cat-cow pose again. Notice how the alignments has changed the free flow of the posture, making it a little bit more challenging to flow easily. Engaging into the abdominal muscles a little bit more to help facilitate the movements. Now that the shoulders are compressed, we have to work into the core muscles. One more round. And then returning to center. Turn the wrists to face forward. I'm going to take left arm, right leg, coming into the spinal stretch. Reach your head forward, reach your tailbone back, kick your heel against an imaginary wall, fingers reaching towards the front. Take it into the bind by reaching your hand back, holding onto the foot behind you, and then kicking the leg up, turn the gaze forward, opening the chest. Stretching the thigh, the abdominal muscles, the pectorals, the deltoids, and even the biceps. On the inhale, extend. Exhale, just the hand to the mat, and you're going to bring your knee out to the side for lamppost. Making a little circle forward, and a little circle back. A little circle forward, and a little circle back. Extend that leg wide to the side, keep that foot floating up for a moment, and then place the foot down, toes pointing forward or sideways. Inhale up onto the knee, stretching the arms. Take it into the side stretch over the straight leg. Push the hips a little bit further out to the side, creating a lovely arc all the way through the body. It's inhale coming back up to the center. Place your opposite hand down and reach the arm over ear. Turn the gaze up towards the sky. And then reach the hand up, lift your foot up. coming into a balance. You have the option of coming into sugar cane, holding onto the foot, opening up the chest and kicking the foot away. If you choose not to do sugar cane, you hold in the extended balance. Let's inhale, lift, exhale, lower down, back into your tabletop. Tucking the toes under, lifting the knees off the mat, rounding into the spine. Tuck the tailbone, feel the core activate, and then slowly lifting all the way up into downward facing dog. Let's heel toe a few times here. Let the hips gently move from side to side, letting the neck gently turn underneath the shoulders, getting attacked by mozzies. And then walking the hands back towards the toes, hanging into ragdoll. We'll hold here for 5 breaths. Drop the hands down, bend your knees, and roll up, keeping the chin tucked to the chest, lifting from the shoulder blades. Okay, standing at the front of your mat, into Tadasana, bringing the feet hip distance parallel. Find your bandhas by engaging into the pelvic floor, engaging into the lower abdomen. Reach your head away from the heels, reach the heels away from your head. Inhale, raising arms overhead, Parighasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. You can hold the ankles for the first round. Inhale, halfway lift into flat back. Keep your neck long, staying on the front of the feet, very light on the heels. As you exhale, dropping the hands to the mat, you're going to step your right leg back into a lunge. Sink the hips nice and low, lift the chest up high. Bring your hands to the inside of the foot, and we're going to rotate sideways into a wide leg fold. Taking this into an extended downward facing dog by walking your hands away from your legs. Let your chest and head drop to the earth. Inhale to walk your hands back under the chest and then rotating forward back into your low lunge. On the inhale breath, stepping into downward facing dog. Rounding into the back as you come forward into plank. Become very light into the body, opening the shoulders, engaging the core. And let's lower knees, chest and chin. Holding here, hips off the mat. On your inhale breath, straighten your arms, straighten your legs, back into plank pose. Let's take it through a second round, knees, chest and chin. And then sliding onto the tummy, opening the fingers wide and lifting through the heart into a wide cobra. Reach your toes back, lift the pubic bone and lengthen the lumbar. As you exhale, coming all the way back down, hands under the shoulders, tuck the toes. You can move through child's pose if you prefer, otherwise lifting through plank and downward facing dog. On your inhale breath, you're going to step your right leg forward, sinking the hips, lifting through the heart, bringing the hands to the inside of the foot and rotating into the wide leg. Check that the heels line up. We're going to stay in a flat back, bringing your right hand in front of the chest and lifting the left arm up. Square the feet, square the hips, and then rotate through the ribcage. Exhale to lower the hand back to the mat, and inhale through the other side. Keep the weight even over the front and back of your foot, the inner and outer arches. Exhale to release the hand down. Rotate over the front foot, coming into your low lunge. And then inhale forward into flat back, opening up through the chest. As you exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, reaching the arms all the way up. Parighasana, exhaling the hands to heart. On your inhale breath, floating the arms up to the sky. Exhale to forward fold. Maybe bringing the hands to the mat this round. Inhale, lifting halfway up. Flat back, fingers to the mat or the shins. And then exhale, stepping the right leg back into lunge. On your inhale breath, let's round the spine as you roll up, high lunge. Square the hips, square the heart. Bring the hands together at the heart center, and then slowly start to lower the back leg. But go really, really, really slowly, engaging into the quad as you go. As you exhale, you're going to press into the front thigh to place the elbow to the outer edge of your knee. Bring the forearms in a straight line, and then actively press against the elbow to rotate. Keep your head reaching forward and your tailbone reaching back. From here, lift the back knee off the mat. And then bring the right hand towards the floor, the left hand to the sky. Keep the back knee off the mat, lower the hands to the floor, and then straighten into your front leg as you hop the back foot forward in a little bit. In our Prasarita. So you have the option of staying on the fingers or using blocks underneath your hands. Trying to straighten the back, straighten the legs as best you can. If you have space, you can forward fold. On the inhale breath, lift the chest, walk the hands further forward, and you're going to float your back knee up, coming all the way to stand. Lifting your shin to your chest. So you're going to open up through the heart, draw the shoulder blades back. Let's bring that foot into your tree pose, and you can choose to bring the foot to the inner thigh or the calf muscle, floating hands at the heart. On your inhale breath, take the hands up towards the sky. Feel the chest open, the rib cage expand. Taking it into the swaying palm, separating the hands, holding forefinger and thumb together, and then leaning over towards your bent leg. Stretching out that side torso. Inhale, hands lifting up, and then exhale the hands to the heart. Take the knee into the chest, engaging into the core muscles. Hold here for a moment, and then kick your leg straight before lowering it down to the mat. And we just stand in your Tadasana. Inhale, taking arms overhead. And exhale to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, stepping the left leg back into lunge. Sink the hips low, lift the chest high. We're going to round the spine, rolling up, high lunge. Get very light into the back foot, engage into the core. Draw the hands together at the heart, and you're going to very slowly curl that back knee down. The slower you go, the more you engage your quad. All the way down. Bring your right hand against your thigh, and then push the elbow to the outer edge. You're going to lift the back knee off the mat. And then bring the left hand down and the right arm up. Keep the back knee off, both hands to the floor, straightening into the front leg as you hop the back foot forward a little bit. Square the hips, square the shoulders, lengthen into your spine. And then if you've got the space, you can slowly start to melt forward over your front shin. Keep your back leg anchoring, so we're not dumping all the weight into the front. Squaring the hips. On your inhale, lifting your chest up, walk the fingers forward, floating the back leg off the mat, and then hug the knee to the chest as you float to stand. Make sure that your raised foot is flexed. And then coming into your tree pose, and here you have the option of bringing the foot to the thigh or the calf, above or below the knee, but not on the knee. It's inhale, taking the hands up, forefinger and thumb to meet, and then leaning over towards your bent leg. Inhale back to the center. Exhale the hands to the heart. Hug your knee into your chest, just using the core muscles this time. And then extend the leg forward before releasing down to the mat. Standing into Tadasana. It's inhale, taking arms overhead. And exhale to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, bend the knees, reaching the arms up. Vrksasana. Sinking heavy into your heels. Make sure the back is in a neutral space. Take it into floating chair by bringing the hands back in line with the hips, and then engaging into those triceps by lifting them back. Lift onto the toes, heels as high as they can go. Stay on your toes, hands at the heart. Bring the heels together and start to lower down. And again, slowly, slowly, slowly. Heels lifting, hips lowering. Bringing yourself down so that you're in your semi-squat. Hands are going to come to the mat. Lifting the back of the knees onto the triceps. And you're going to take yourself into your Vrksasana as far as it's comfortable for you to go. So maybe that's just shifting forward, opening the chest. Maybe that's lifting one foot off the mat and holding there for a few breaths. Or maybe it's coming into the full pose by lifting both feet off the mat. Wherever you are, keep your gaze forward. releasing down and take it into a Malasana squat. So opening the feet nice and wide, hands together at the heart, and you do a little shift from side to side, a little rock one way, a little rock the other, helping to open up those inner thighs, open up the external rotator of the hip joint. Maybe you want to press one hand against the knee as you twist, opening the chest. You're going to take us into a forward fold, so heel toe the feet, hip distance wide. You can lift the chest and the flat back to make space into forward fold. Let's inhale, lifting halfway up, taking it through a vinyasa of your choice. You can walk, step or hop into plank, into knees, chest, chin and cobra, or chaturanga, upward facing dog. And meeting back in downward facing dog. From the down dog, step the feet together. Big toe to big toe, heel to heel. Really stretching through the back of those hamstrings. The heels don't touch, it's not a problem. Just keep anchoring them towards the floor. Let's inhale the right leg to the sky. And then exhale, stepping forward, Vrksasana 2. Floating yourself up to center. Move back a bit here. So we're reaching the arms away, reaching the legs away, feeling those inner thighs rotating up. Inhale into reclining warrior. Coming forward into Parighasana. Sweep the back arm over the ear. And then sink the hips a little bit deeper to get that straight line through the back torso. Take the top hand into the half bind, hooking behind the back. Creepy crawly the fingers towards the inner thigh. Make sure this bottom shoulder is not collapsing. Keep that space wide. Stay in your half bind, straighten into the front leg, hands towards the shin, and open up the chest. Push the hips towards the front, the chest towards the back, and then float the top arm up into Vrksasana. You have the option of adjusting your Vrksasana stance accordingly. Maybe step the back foot in a bit, maybe lower the hand, maybe lift the hand. On the inhale breath, float yourself back up to center, and exhale to rebend. Bringing your back hand to the hip, gaze towards the front finger, and now imagine that that finger is going to go about 10 to 20 centimeters in front of your baby toe side of your foot. So as you pivot that hand forward, the back leg starts to lift. We're going to rotate the chest open, turning your toes sideways, turning the hips sideways, floating the top arm up to the sky, and then getting as light as you possibly can into that bottom hand, lifting the torso a little bit. From here, release both hands to the floor. You're going to take your back leg and bring it to the baby toe side of the front foot. So you're coming around the back of the leg to do that. Sitting yourself down, and you should find that you are in Ardha Matsyendrasana. Okay, lifting up nice and tall. Move your heel out from underneath your sitting bone so that you can get both sitting bones flat, stabilizing the pelvis. On your inhale breath, lift a little bit taller. And then taking this into the twist, you can wrap your elbow around your shin, rotating towards the side. So you're facing your inner thigh. You draw your thigh to your ribs, you draw your ribs to your thigh. And then inhale, returning to the center. Stack the knees one on top of the other. And again, just scooch the hips and the heels around to make sure that you are nice and free. You have the option of taking a bind behind the back. So we'll take the left arm over and the right arm under. Interlocking the fingers. If you can't reach your fingers, just hold onto your shirt, or if you have a strap available, you can use that. Make sure your head is free and your elbow is not pressing into the back of your neck. Let's inhale to lift, and then as you exhale, slowly melting down. As you inhale, you're going to lift yourself back up to center. Release the arms so they're just behind you. Lean slightly back and then unwind the legs to bring the feet wide. Okay, just adjusting your alignment so the tailbone is protruding backwards. The middle toes pointing to the sky, hands lightly in front of you. Inhale, and then slowly melting yourself down. Looking for engaged legs and an engaged spine. Try to straighten the body without over expressing into the joints. So we want to make sure that the joints are always protected. On the inhale breath, you're going to lift yourself back up to center. Cross the ankles in front of you. And then you roll over onto the front of the knees, pressing the top of the feet into the floor, lift up onto the top of the feet, and float yourself back into downward facing dog. Let's take a breath here. And then as you inhale, you come forward into plank, moving through a vinyasa of your choice. Turn around for this next round. So here we're going to step the feet together, big toe to big toe, heel to heel. Work the chest back towards the thigh. Let's take the left leg up and then stepping it forward, warrior two pose. Cartwheeling the hands up. Take it into reclining warrior, softening the hand over the back leg, and the front knee comes down a bit deeper. Coming forward into Pasva, sweep the back arm over the ear, making one long line from heel to fingertip. Take it into the half bind, top arm comes up and then rotates behind you, hooking into the corner of the waist. Open up the chest. And then keep your half bind as you straighten your front leg. You may need to adjust your stance slightly, shortening the back leg. Open up the chest, open up the heart. And then floating the top arm to the sky, Vrksasana. Inhale, all the way back up, re-bending the front knee. And here we're going to bring the back hand to the hip. Take the front hand and extend it beyond the baby toe. So more or less in line with the shoulder, space between the finger and the toe is the same between the armpit and the hip. Rotate the hip open, rotate the chest open, turn the foot to face the side, and then float that top arm up to the sky. Really work into the tensegrity from heel to head. And maybe you can start to get that bottom hand a little bit lighter. Bringing both hands to the floor, and the top knee is going to come behind the standing leg to the baby toe side of the foot. Sitting yourself down into Ardha Matsyendrasana. Making whatever adjustments you need to here to get the hips square and the hip pressing down towards the floor. So the more we anchor down through this hip, the more work we're going to get into this external hip area. Let's twist towards your inner thigh, softening the back shoulder, engaging into the core muscles to rotate. Return to the center, and you're going to stack the knees one on top of the other. Shift yourself around until you can get your heels out from underneath you. Again, you have the option of coming into archer's arms. But take the right arm over this time, the left arm behind, interlocking fingers, and then just lightly pull the elbows away from one another. Keep the neck in a neutral space. Inhale and exhale to fold. Float back up, bring the hands behind you, lean slightly back, unwinding the legs. And this time coming into butterfly pose or Parighasana. We'll bring the feet together, big toe to big toe, baby toe to baby toe, interlock the fingers around the toes or the ankles. Fairly close distance between the heels and the perineum. Drawing the knees down towards the earth as you lift your head in the opposite direction, and then gently forward folding. Being mindful of anything that's happening in the lower back. If you feel strain here, you need to lift slightly out of it and not go as deep. Inhale, lifting back up to center. You're going to draw the knees in front of you and then just swing the legs to one side, coming over onto the shins. You're going to start working into dolphin pose from here. So bringing the elbows onto the mat and then checking that your fingers can go to the outer edge of the biceps. You're going to bring the palms to touch without moving the elbows any wider. Step the knees back slightly so that you're in a tabletop alignment, tucking toes, and then lift the hips up as you press your chest back towards your toes. You slowly start to walk the feet further forward while continually pressing your chest back. Lift the shoulders away from the ears and firmly plant your arms into the floor. Going to hold here for another 3 breaths. then drop the knees down, sitting hips to heels and hands next to the legs. For the second round, you have the option of repeating that exact same dolphin pose, or if you'd like to start working into your headstand, it's the same alignment with the elbows, but this time you interlock your fingers, bringing one pinky in front of the other so that neither is going to be squished when you lift up. You cup the back of the skull with the crown of the head on the mat. Lift your shoulders and then lift your knees. Walk your feet in, and you can play around here, just taking one leg up and then switching to the other side, or maybe you're ready to float, bringing one leg up, extend the other leg away. If you feel confident to take both legs up, go ahead, keeping the shoulders away from the ears at all times. So just play here. There's no right, there's no wrong. Just be careful what you do with your neck. Don't go further than you are ready to go. But just start to lift the core, lift the shoulders, and get confident with the idea of being upside down. When you're ready to come down, you do so with control. All the way, and resting into child's pose. Inhale, roll yourself back up to sit onto the shins. Just check in with your neck, make sure that there's no pressure here. So the shoulders should be doing the work in your headstand, the neck should be free. If you're feeling any tension in the neck, just drop the chin to the chest for a moment. Soften the shoulders, soften the neck. Try not to push too hard here, just create a softness. Bringing right ear to right shoulder. Back down to the chest, and then left ear to left shoulder. Back down to the chest. Just come to lie on your back. If you've got the energy, you can do a nice slow core roll down to the floor. If you feel like you've had enough, just lie flat without doing the core roll. And then taking knees into the chest. Coming into eagle twist, open the arms in a T shape, right thigh wraps around, hook the toes behind the ankle if you can reach there. Inhale, and then exhale, drop to the left. You can close your eyes here and start to surrender. Preparing to wind the body down towards Shavasana. Inhale, coming back to the center. Unwrap the legs, switching around to the other side. Left over right. Hook the toes if possible. Inhale. exhale, dropping to the right. And let go of Ujjayi breath. Just create a lovely, smooth, rhythmic breath. Inhale, back to the center. Unwrap the legs, hugging the knees into the chest. Hooking your fingers around your big toes and then straightening the legs. Flatten your back against the floor, and this is almost like you're doing a seated forward fold, but now the back is completely flat and the legs have to move towards the chest. So you probably won't go as far as you normally would in a seated forward fold, but this is really going to be good for the lower back. Keep the tailbone pressing down, try not to let the bum lift too much. And then slowly releasing the knees back towards the chest and extending one leg at a time to the corners of the mat, palms facing up, and moving into Shavasana. Make sure that you feel aligned, shoulder blades slightly together, chin slightly tucked to chest, relaxing your jaw, your tongue, the skin of your face. Give yourself permission to simply lie here. Nobody needs anything from you. Nobody wants anything from you. You have the freedom to just exist in your own skin. Slowly start to deepen and lengthen your breath. Running your thumb over your fingertips, feeling the temperature and texture of your skin. Wiggling your toes, rolling ankles and wrists, Coming into a full body stretch, feet together, arms overhead. Yawning or sighing. Bending your knees. And rolling onto your side. Keeping your eyes closed as you lift up into a seated position. Drawing your hands together at your heart center in Anjali Mudra. We'll close our practice today by chanting Om once and Shanti 3 times. Taking a deep breath in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Raising your hands to your eyebrows. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Lowering your hands to your lips, to your heart, to your mat. Bowing forward in recognition of your practice. Blinking eyes open, inhaling